Hi, welcome to the garden today. Today we're going to be planting broccoli in containers. It's getting that time of year for us. I've got some of the older starts already. Some of the young ones aren't ready yet. I'll plant these later. One thing I am going to do with these, and these are all Green Magic, you're seeing that they're got more than one. You just want one per cell. So I'm going to cut out what would be the weaker of the two. I don't want to pull it because I don't want to disturb any roots or anything. Yeah. And pretty subjective which one's stronger, which one's not. But that way they won't be fighting for sunlight. Some of them also closer to the middle, if everything else is the same. Because right now that's what's going to start happening. They're going to start fighting for sunlight. You don't want to cut both of them out, that'd be a mess up. Probably happened sometime in my life. See, this one had 3. Somebody got really good germination this time. The other one I didn't get good germination, so I put a little more seed in. And there we go. One per container. Got one in every container, so that's doing good. This one I don't like the fact it's kind of getting leggy on me. This hopefully will make these not as leggy. I haven't had them inside under a light, just a regular fluorescent, regular LED light. Fluorescent should put out too much heat, really. And I'm going to set these right there for right now. Get them out of the way, and hopefully I don't step on them. These are the pots that I've made up. You don't want to plant too many per container because they will grow into big plants, okay? And that's what you got to think of. I've used mainly, I did have the potting mix, but then I did add some. This is an old mix here. If you go down very far, it's potting mix done earlier this year. This is the pine bark mulch I use. I really like it because this is how it comes out of the bag. And like I say, it's about the right, it's just got little chunks. You don't have really big chunks and stuff, so it's something that you can use right away. Now, I like these trays. Now here's my starts. They still, in earlier, they had some nutrient deficiencies. So, you know, some of them don't look, this here doesn't look right. I think that's either a magnesium or a nitrogen problem, one of the two. So I'm going to go ahead and fertilize them pretty good. I added just a little bit of the Miracle-Gro to it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the regular Miracle-Gro when I plant these in. So you don't want to fertilize your starts too early, and this is one that had a lot of nutrient-dense potting mix, so I wouldn't want to put too much in. And what I like about these, you just push these up and push this right up. Set these down where I can do it easier. And you really don't want to disturb this root ball any more than you have to. Use a little hoary knife to make a little indentation. And just set it in there, just really gentle. Okay? Want to keep them out of direct sunlight. Starting out. And this one here, and this I just got for extra. I'm gonna put 2 in this one. Is that too close together? Probably. But there's nothing on either side, so I'm hoping they'll kind of make on both sides. I'll pop this one out here. And as you'll see, there's 2 of them on here. So I've got to take one of them out. Some people would take them and mash them apart and go ahead and do that. That's going to stress the plant. When you can do that, that's not a horrible thing. I just don't really like messing with those roots anymore. I want to go in those roots nice and gentle and then come back out, not causing problems. And like I said, these things do make it really easy to get these plants out. Plant them in here. Some people would plant 3 just to even things out. We're going to do this one. Okay. This is going to be a little bit different. In fact, I still got plant growing in this one. I'm just going to leave it in there and go beside it. And then I'm going to fill up with the potting mix. Because first cold weather, this thing's going to die anyway. Why not? Now I know it's going to die. And that way, again, I'm not having to disrupt any soil roots. I'm trying to add mix around it. I don't want to get too deep. I don't think I am. And we got that one. We'll pull this over here. Get my next. I'm trying to get the better ones. Dig this one here. Put it in there. A little bit extra. One thing you never want to do is cover up above that, because that will kill the plant. I do have these trays underneath it, so I'll be catching the trays. This is about a small plant, small containers you want to put these broccoli in. This would be a better container size. Really, this would be the right size container. I think it's a 10 gallon. I think these are 7 gallons, and that's just a better size because they're a big plant. Some people make the mistake of thinking they're going to be the small plants. If you're producing those little small plants, you've messed up somewhere. I know I've done it. So when I say people's messed up and you've done the same thing, the way I know people's messed up because I've done it myself. So I'm not one to go around saying I'm a great gardener, and I'm confident in my gardening. I've been gardening ever since I was a kid, but you're always learning and you're always messing up, which is okay. Now this one is kind of bad because if you notice here, it's come up, it's fallen down. Some people would discard those. I'm not going to, but I'm just saying that's not really what you want. But I'm going to kind of cover it up and hopefully it won't be a problem. Even at this size, I'm only going to put in one. And I got these others that I can put back in. I'm grow a little bit better. I've got plenty of room out in my, I've got plenty of room out in my regular garden. I can plant as many as I want. That's why you're seeing all these plants. And I've got a 36 cell tray of cauliflower that's this size also. And so I still have plenty of room out in the main garden to plant all that I need. Now the other thing I'm going to show is how I water them. And I never want to put more than a tablespoon of fertilizer at a time. I might ought to put a little bit less, and by a tablespoon, that's a level tablespoon, okay? Don't heap it up. You're getting almost 2 in it. I'll put that in there. Stir it up kind of like that so it'll stir the fertilizer up. And just water it in good. You do want to protect them from the sun first few days. So I've got them kind of placed they're not going to get a whole lot of direct sun right now. The reason you water it in, there's going to be air holes, air pockets, maybe a better word. And whenever you put that water in, it helps get those air pockets out of there. Plus, anytime you mess with soil, it drains out. And see, that's 2 gallons for three pots. So I'm gonna go back and get some more. And I use Miracle Grow just because it's cheap, it's easy to find. Is there better fertilizer out there? Yeah. I think Foliage Pro is probably a better quality one. It just costs a little bit more per application. I do not like using organics and stuff like this because there's nothing organic about what we're doing. So to me, it's almost a game to say we're going to go all organic, because there's a couple things that's working against us in saying this is, we go organic and whenever you go in pots. First off, this fabric's not organic, plastic granite's not organic. Most of the stuff in the mix itself is organic, but it's just not natural because we're not getting the rain right now. And these things are going to get watered every couple of days, especially when they get bigger. And because of that, you're leaching out a lot of the nutrients that's in it. Now, the main nutrient that leaches out is going to be your nitrogen and your magnesium, because they're both soluble. So that'll leach out, and once it leach out, you don't have it anymore. In nature, it gets caught up in the soil, and that soil will kind of hold it for a while. So, and you're not getting near as much rainfall, because if you think about these pots, they're getting all the rainfall we normally get. And we get about 55 inches a year on average. Sometimes it's way more than that, sometimes a little bit less. And because of that, we also leach a lot of our nitrogen, but then I'm watering now every 2 to 3 days, putting water through it, and I do like the water enough to where the water runs through it. That way you're cleaning out any salts that's in it. Not just the fertilizer salts, but also the salts that's in your tap water. And it just kind of flushes the system out. But the problem with flushing the system out is you're also flushing out some of the nutrients. The other thing that you're doing, you're keeping it wetter, so your nitrogen can also volatilize. It will come up to the soil surface, and nitrogen is a gas. 80% of our atmosphere is nitrogen, so it volatilizes out into the atmosphere and we lose it. So both of those things happen. We're putting out a lot of water. It's just trying to go organic with this stuff is really difficult because you're always flushing stuff through the system. Plus, you have a lot of micronutrients, and that mix that I have, this here don't have hardly any actual nutrients available to it. Now, once it breaks down, it releases a few little bit of, but it breaks down slowly. You're throwing all this water through it, so any nitrogen that's in it, you're tending to flush it out of the system. And so that's one problem. The other problem is it may not have the micronutrients in it. Now, if you're in a raised bed, you'll probably have your micronutrients because you got soil mixed in with it, and most soil has all the micronutrients that you need. It's rare that you have a really serious micronutrient deficiency in your topsoil, okay? It can happen in certain areas. It can happen. I think even here they say copper tends to be low. I've never tested for copper. I might next time I do it. But if you look, we've got 24% nitrogen in this, 8% phosphorus, and 18% potash, and it's potassium. That's pretty high, a fertilizer. But you also got boron, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc. You've got these other nutrients in it, and you don't have calcium, but most people will have calcium in their tap water, so that's usually not a problem, unless you're going with rainwater or distilled water, it might be. But you got these micronutrients that can cause problems also. So trying to go just all organic in a potted situation doesn't work very well, though it can work really well, in a system that it has access to soil. You don't like putting soil into containers because containers tend not to drain well, and your clay soils that really hold all the nutrients in really retains just too much water, so your pots get oversaturated and doesn't work well. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. Sorry about the coughing. That's what we're going to talk about with the broccoli. We'll be growing some more later, and I'll show you how these, whether they make it or not, I'm going to show you how they do. Like I say, they do require a lot of nutrients. If you get really small plants, you're one of two things wrong. You're either, well, I guess three things. Your pot's too small, you don't have the proper amount of nutrients, and third thing is your weather could be wrong. You might be planting the wrong time. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.